Good day, gentlemen and ladies. On my video today is we're currently, like you see, in my basement with my stove, my firewood stove. And just a quick recap, that stove is made by Drolet. It's a 7A model, and the performance of that stove it's 55,000 BTU hours, and it's 83% of optimum efficiency. Now, despite that, it's I always try to improve it by running it hotter. Like last year, I running it hotter than the previous years. And so it ended up, I didn't burn a greater amount of wood. It was about the same amount of wood. However, I had less kerosene inside of the chimney. I had, can you believe I have maybe 20 feet? It's you see those stickers? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 4-foot chimney. I believe it's 20 feet long. Those are the stickers for the when they install my chimney. So I get about 25 feet long, something like that. And I have only barely a cup of dust of kerosene inside of the chimney when I did clean it about 2 weeks ago. So yes, it is the week of cleaning flute and stuff like that. But the video today is, I know I'm not going to talk about my rocks coming from various places of the world, but what I tried to do is last year, what I've done, and I realized then I was creating more heat with less wood, is there's a blower in the back of the wood stove, and the blower is putting the air like this. What I've done is I use my famous back plate, railroad back plate, and I put it over, and it was forcing the air to escape under it. And by doing that, instead of doing like this and grabbing the air a little bit, it's forcing the air, the cold air coming from the back, to go right on the top of this, and that pushing a greater volume of hot air, which create a warmer atmosphere. Now this year, like you all saw, I isolated my attic, and I can realize already the benefit because I didn't light up my stove, because you can see if you can see my previous video on spring, it's already loaded up since spring, and I didn't fire it. And right now it's about 21 degrees Celsius in the basement, and we are Wednesday, the 22nd, I believe, of September or something like that. So the main goal of what I would like to do is I'm going to weld all the back plate together and create about a 3-inch air gap. So I will have no air escaping, it will go forward. So first of all, I need to remove the rocks. So let's do that. This is a kitchen oven. It's this is the oven, and sometimes I do use it to put you can see inside. I put stuff to get cooked. Often I use I put bread or even another pot inside to have a stew. So I'm gonna remove that. Inside. So as you can see, the blower is taking the cold air from the back, put it in there, and then all the air is escaping like that. So the air basically was coming up like in this angle. Yes, it was grabbing a little bit of that warm air like this, but by forcing it, this is very hot. So I was able to push more warm air. what I will do is I will create like a path like this from that thickness all the way to this. Now to be able to make back plate, like a cover with the back plate, I will have to draw something, and then use some of the scrapbook of my daughter Marie-Ange, and we'll make that, okay? Now I'm gonna use the scissors. So it's 25 inches, whoops. So the width is 25 inches, and I'm gonna have to make it at the depth is 18 inches. Now from the side is 9 inches. The size of the circumference of the chimney is 7 inches. It's a 6 inches output, but it's a double flute. I should have the same measurement there. 9 inches, and from the back is 2 inches. So now I have my plant, so let's go back in the garage to move the tractor and bring some back plate up there and start to do the welding process. Alright, cheers! Alright, it's gonna be tough to see, but I'm gonna try to bring the camera closer. Right is where my thumb is. I'm gonna try. Can you see the date there? It's 1923. Okay. So, gentlemen, lady, before I start the other project for the wood stove, I want to show you my super extended step made of railroad back plate. So it's 6 foot long. And these back plates, you can see these 3 there, that's what is left over. These ones are not too bad, they're not too much corroded, but I have some. I'm gonna make a closer view. Then they're so pitted, so much surface corrosion. It took me roughly a good hour of pounding, grinding with my electric steel wheel grinder, and sometimes it was like when I was grinding, it's like I buff a hurt. It was so much deep, so I do not need to put sand over it because it's not a smooth surface. It's all I remove as much as rust as I could, and trust me, I went even with my big hammer, 20-pound hammer, banging on it, so it's nice and straight, but it's a rugged really tough surface. So this one I don't lift it. I use the tractor to lift it. So right now it's curing. It's gonna be curing for 4 days like this. So let's go back to our project. All right, cheers. One honorable mention is thank you kindly, TractorMan 44 Wendell. The funny thing is, as he published his video, I was making that, and it was so hilarious yesterday when he mentioned my name and the way they use the back plate to fix his differential on his hydraulic trailer. I wish I had that trailer, by the way. Of oh boy, I will use it extensively for wood, that's for sure. But thank you again, sir, for the nice mention on your video. Cheers. All right, so I have my plant right here. I'm gonna put it on the measuring part of it. So I'm gonna bring the back plate here. You can tell then these back plate, it's impossible to know the date, but they're very old. They were removed from a track that was built in 1860, 60, 73. So they're the original because there's a lot of wear and tear, and definitely from a steam locomotive area. So I will cut the camera right there. I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna put the plate. I'll be back. Alright, as you can see, this is the surface of the stove. In the middle, it's 7 inches. So from there to there, I have 7 inches. And from there to there. Now, I don't want to cut these back plates. So they're gonna be 1 inch on each side extra, which I don't mind. And then they're gonna be it's 18 inches, so gonna be 3 inches too much in the back, but that's okay because it ain't gonna fall down. So right now what I've done is I clean up, buff these one. They're extensively like corroded, like I told you about that step I've just made. I'm gonna make a closer view of what I was talking about. Of course, they are very well worn, and you can tell then they were starting to bend. But look at the deepness of the corrosion there. It's quite something. So there's no way that my foot's gonna slip for these steps. All right, so that's the plan like this. So it's 25 inches. So that gives me almost 2 inches on each side, and same thing in the back. And the stove pipe will be right here. So I've got 7 inches by 7. So the stove pipe is right here. And now from the back of the stove pipe, so that's gonna be the extra. So let's do some welding. So I'm gonna put the camera a little bit more in the back. Now, as per my step, I'm gonna use 1/8 70/14 stick rod to weld these together. I'm gonna tack them right here, and then I'm gonna let's say I'm gonna work on the ground because that's gonna be too warm for the plywood. All right, let's start that. Alright gentlemen, so right now the plate is welded. I'm gonna find something to hold it up about from 2 inches to 3 inches, so I'm gonna find that right now. Alright, cheers. Alright gentlemen, so I put those two triangle which will keep the plate a little bit higher. So that's the front, it's upside down right now. That's the front and that's the back. The back part will be held from the steel back plate to push the air. So the air will come out here and then go towards like this. So I'm gonna flip it right now. Alright, cheers. Alright, so I flip the plate. That's the top, that's the forward part, that's the back here. Now in order to keep the rocks so it doesn't fall anymore on my foot or on my feet or both of them together, I'm gonna put these railroad spike all around, so that will prevent that sad story about my toes getting smushed from the rocks. Alright gentlemen and ladies, so I put the plate back into the wood stove. Now what I'm going to do is put back the rocks and everything goes on it, and we shall return. And when I say we, it's myself, my brain, and the pain and everything. Alright. That's it gentlemen, so the project is all done. So the air, I'm gonna bring the camera closer, and what I'm going to do is disconnect it so you have a better chance to see it. All right, so from there to there, it's larger than on completely at the end, so the air will go through everywhere. Now for the, oh, you can see that's the best picture you can see. So you see there, it's smaller than there, so the air is going like this. So I'm gonna find some material here I can put, so all the air will go from under here, then force it forward, so you can see, and everything is gonna be fine. All right. So I have my oven, I have all my rocks from various parts of the world, which will retain heat, and now I just see myself in the mirror. I look like a boiler or a steam boiler operator or a trained steam boiler operator, but I'm very happy about the final project, so no more rocks falling on my feet, and please do take care of yourself. Cheers!